G'day everyone and welcome to the 12th and final episode of the Swoopers, the DFR racing show, taking a look at all of the horse racing action across Australia. This Saturday, the 30th of November, the final weekend of the spring. As I said, it means it's our final show here on the Swoopers. Hopefully you've enjoyed the last 12 weeks as much as I've enjoyed presenting it to you, but we've got one more opportunity to find some cash out of these Sportchamps tournaments and to find some winners along the way. I'm Tim from Before You Bet, and we got plenty of racing to look forward to at Moonee Valley in Melbourne. We've got Rosehill in Sydney and Doomben in Brisbane. Sportchamps, as always, they'll have plenty of betting tournaments to get involved in. Make sure you jump online and have a look at the options available to you. You'll have your $50 buy-ins, your $20 buy-ins, your $5 buy-ins, so you can find the tournament that suits your needs best. Now, as always, you can jump onto the DFR website, check out the Swoopers article. You'll find all the selections from our DFR team, and we'll get into those selections now because we need to find some winners to close out the spring. We'll head to Moonee Valley for my best bet of the day. I'm keen on race number 2, November Dreaming. Now, this is a horse that ran second to a horse called Oasis Girl first up. Oasis Girl then came out and won her next start and was then competitive in listed company. I think it's a really strong form line. We saw November Dreaming come out of that race and win her next start, and then a horse that she beat came out of that race and won its next start. So the form all around her kind of stacks up, and I think she finds a very winnable race here at the Valley. Linda Meach is aboard, well drawn. She'll go forward. That's always an advantage at the Valley. And I think she's going to take plenty of beating. She's the $3 second favourite at the moment. My best value bet of the day, I'm going to switch areas. We're going over to Sydney. I'm going to have a little Hail Mary here, a little throw at the stumps at race 8, Passage of Time. It's a $26 chance. This is a race full of good horses. It's certainly not an easy race, but I think a lot of these horses have been racing in races over longer distances and either dropping back to 1,100 metres or they're coming here as somewhat of an afterthought. Whereas Passage of Time makes its first up appearance here for the spring. He's got a very good first up record. It's had 5 starts for 2 wins and 2 second placings. It should be 3 wins because it should have won first up last preparation. It was a moral beat. Regimes here with the blinkers coming off, but I just think if it was to bring its best form and the kind of form we saw it get to last preparation, it could be very competitive here at a track it goes well at. And I think $26 is over the odds. So that's Rosehill, race 8, Passage of Time. My tip for the last race at Moonee Valley, race number 9 on the card, is Spirit of a Quieter. It's $5.50. I think that's a pretty good price overall. This horse doesn't win out of turn. It's only had 3 career wins from 20-odd starts, but it seems to go well fresh. It's got 2 wins from 3 starts first up from a spell. It won dominantly first up over this track and distance last preparation. And I think with a good draw, Dwayne Dunn on board should get the speed required to bring it into the race. And I think it can win again here. That's Spirit of a Quieter. We'll get into Stu Brown's tips, and Stu Brown is also focusing on Moonee Valley for his best bet of the day. It comes up in race number 6, a horse called Rubasaki. It's trained by Patrick Payne. That stable is absolutely flying at the moment. Now, this filly, she's had 4 career starts. She's never finished out of the top 2, and the 2 times she has been beaten was by a nose on both occasions. So she certainly knows where the winning post is. It's hard to knock her off that kind of form. She's first up with a few trials under the belt, and you'd think off what we've seen her do so far in her career that she'd be very competitive here. She's currently $3.10, so that's race 6 at Moonee Valley, Rubasaki. That's Stu's best bet of the day. Stu's also switching over to Rosehill for his best value of the day, and his comes up in race number 8 as well, the same race as what Passage of Time goes around in. And he's with the top weight Bonhomie, who ran 3rd first up in the Hunter at Newcastle. Drops back in distance a little bit here, but he's got a terrific second up record with 3 wins from 5 starts. If he was to bring his best form here, he'd be very competitive. And that form behind Savatiano from the Hunter does look very strong. That's probably Group 1 form. So Stu thinks the $5 on offer for Bonhomie is the best value available throughout Australia on Saturday. Stu's also going back to Moonee Valley for his tip in the last. It's race number 9, and he's with me, Spirit of a Quieter. He shares the same thoughts as what I've just gone through with Spirit of a Quieter at $5.50. Finally, we're getting to Cory Frenchy Francis tips. He's obsessed with these 2-year-old races, and once again, he's made his best bet of the day, the 2-year-old race at Moonee Valley, which is the first race on the card. He's with Tagaloa. It's the $4.20 chance at the moment. Trent Busselton and Natalie Young train this horse. It's had 1 career start. It was during Cup Week at Flemington where it ran 3rd down the straight, and Frenchy reckons that's going to be good enough to see him take out the first race of the day at Moonee Valley. That's race number 1, Tagaloa at $4.20. Corey's been pretty spot on with the 2-year-old races throughout the spring, so hopefully we can continue along that trend to finish off. His best value of the day, he's in the same camp as Stu at race number 8 at Rosehill in Sydney. He's with Bonhomie as well and thinks he'll be very hard to beat at the $5. And finally, in the final race of the day at Moonee Valley, the final race of the Sportchamps tournaments too, he's with Morrissey at $4.60. This horse ran third here, first up from a spell over 955 metres. He then ran fifth over 1,100 metres last start. He gets up to 1,200 metres, third up from a spell. He won over this distance, third up last preparation. Drawn well, Lockie King takes off a useful 2 kilos, and Cory reckons he'll be taking out the last race of the day at Moonee Valley. That's Morrissey at $4.60. It's going to be a huge day of racing. As always, thanks for your company throughout the spring. We've thoroughly enjoyed bringing you the Swoopers show each and every week. As always, jump onto the DFR website. You can check out all of our selections. Jump onto Sportchamps and give the tournaments a crack. It's plenty of fun, and there's plenty of cash up for grabs. You can follow me on Twitter at Tim_tips. All of my stuff will be available on beforeyoubet.com.au. And as always, good luck this weekend.